Welcome back to Moose on the Loose, your source for uncorrupt media. My name is David. Today we've got some poopy pants liberals pooping their pants. What else would they be doing? They are pissed that Danielle Smith was at the Tucker Carlson show in Edmonton last night. If you're not familiar with Tucker Carlson, he's a Republican news host in the States. Very, very popular. He was let go or fired or whatever. Maybe he left. I'm not sure the exact situation there, but from his network there, he started his own network. He's now up in Alberta. He's doing two different events that I believe are both sold out in Calgary and in Edmonton. And Danielle Smith was on stage speaking with him as well as some other people. And the Liberals are not liking this. They're seen here speaking on camera to that.
To talk about what happened last night in Edmonton when the Premier of the province of Alberta, Danielle Smith, invites Tucker Carlson right into the heart of my riding. You can tell a lot about a person by the company they keep. And I have knocked those doors in Edmonton Centre. And I know how progressive a riding Edmonton Centre is. I've represented it since 2015. And for Danielle Smith to bring the mouthpiece of the MAGA conservative far right to Edmonton Centre to spew hate about LGBTQ2 people is beyond the pale. It's deplorable, and we won't stand for it. And I can tell you, it is completely unacceptable for the Premier of any province to say that she wants to put a target on the back of any Canadian politician and my friend and colleague Stephen Guilbeault simply for doing his job. You can have respectful discourse in this country. You can raise the issue. You can bang your fist on a table at a FedProv meeting. That's all legit. But you do not summon the dogs of MAGA conservatism to come and somehow try to scare us and to try to incite violence against politicians of any stripe. It's not acceptable. And if she would take her job seriously, she'd actually be focused on housing, on climate change, on actually solving the issues of Albertans.
Solving housing. Yeah, you guys are doing a great job. Just an absolute loser. I hate this guy. What's this guy's name? I can't even remember. I hate this guy. He is the worst of the worst. I swear this guy must have been some sort of crime boss before he got a job in Parliament. And then again, you got Stephen Guilbeault, who has literally got an orange jumpsuit shot there.
This is a destruction of you and your culture and your beliefs and your children and your future as a country. If you change the population of the country, you change the country. And you dilute the voting power of the people who are vested in that country.
To say that they're intentionally trying to incite violence, I don't know, man. That's not going to really... I don't think that comment's going to age well there, buddy. Clearly, the Liberals are not happy because Tucker Carlson was ripping Chrystia Freeland. Just from the one clip I saw, saying she was useless. They worked together at the National Post, I believe. She was a reporter, if you're not familiar. Chrystia Freeland's credentials is she's a reporter. She's got a degree in history. She speaks a few languages. She doesn't have any credentials to be a finance minister. It's quite clear the Liberals are getting backed into the corner. They're not feeling comfortable. I mean, you got Meatloaf's dad here. I don't know who this guy is, but man, what a head of hair. Look at this guy.
Like forgetting her ridiculous proposal on Cpac, instead of trying to summon evil forces from the United States to try to take on one of our colleagues.
A little mention there, a CPP, so Danielle Smith has been kind of toying around with the idea of removing Alberta out of the CPP, and that would be devastating for the Liberals for multiple reasons. Alberta, I believe, provides a significant amount to the CPP because Alberta makes more money basically than most of the other provinces. Or all of the other provinces. They make a lot of money, and thus they have to pay way more into the Canada Pension Plan.
Il y a une continuité qu'on voit ici.
Okay, so I don't know what Meatloaf's dad here is saying, but after some Grey Poupon...
As your colleague was saying, was targeted. I mean, how do you feel about unity?
I mean, this goes beyond me and the fact that I was targeted last night at this event. This increases political violence against everyone who runs for office in this country, whether they're doing it at the municipal level, at the provincial level, or at the federal level. As my friend and colleague Randy said, like, we can have differences of opinion. We can bang our fist on the table when we meet. We can have strong disagreement. But to incite violence against people who disagree with you, that's not how things should be done in Canada.
Can you clarify what...
This man doesn't understand that destroying Canadians' lives brews a feeling. How do I word this here? There's a lot of people who do not like you, Stephen Guilbeault. They really, really do not like you. A lot of people. Are you getting what I'm putting down here? When you destroy people's lives, when you push this agenda which is not based in any sort of logic or benefit to our society, and it just causes suffering, people don't want you here. They wish you didn't exist. They wish you weren't born. We'll leave it at that.
What is the violence? What is the violence? I think the minister also said this in French. What is the violence that they are bringing to Canada? What is the political violence that you're talking about? Just to be very clear.
Well, to put a target on someone's back, for example. To name
What is the evil?
To put
what is
someone
the
in
evil that you
crosshairs.
say they're bringing here?
I mean, spewing hate speech about LGBTQ people, trying to bring the kind of division that they have in the United States north of the border. MAGA-style conservatism has no place in Canada.
I really like that this reporter is pushing back and like, okay, what's really the violence here? What is it? This guy keeps bringing up MAGA conservative. They had some sort of meeting there. Justin Trudeau's, make sure you push the MAGA conservative. Like they totally have their little strategy plan. Like, give me a break, man.
And it's trying to reach through our borders. And as Minister Rodriguez has said, conservative premiers, instead of doing their jobs, are trying to invite this wave of populism. And I can tell you, it's making newcomers nervous and fearful. People in the LGBTQ community do not feel safe. We have people who want to run for office that take a look at what happened last night in Edmonton and say, why bother? And that is not good for the political commons. It's not good for Canadian democracy.
Mr. Rodriguez, you brought up Pierre Poilievre's name in your comments. I mean, is this going to be your strategy
Well,
effectively going forward? Is
he
tying
wants
Pierre
to be-
Poilievre to Trump?
He wants to be prime minister of this country. What happened last night is not acceptable. Is he going to condemn that? If he wants to run for prime minister, he should have the courage to condemn those. It's not acceptable.
Just like how Justin Trudeau really spoke up after it was deemed by the court it's unconstitutional how he handled the Freedom Convoy, right? Yeah, Justin Trudeau, the only clip I saw was him leaving a hotel and being asked about it, and he just smiled at the camera and then sat into his limo.
That's going to be your
4,000
strategy?
people attended, sir. I mean, what do you make of the fact that there is an audience for it and for their perspective?
Well, as I said in French, the extreme right politics, don't ask the question if it's coming to Canada. It's already here.
Is this
And they're bringing it.
Wait, so they don't ask the question if it's already here, but they're bringing it? What is Meatloaf's dad saying here?
We cannot accept that in Canada. This is not us, and this will never be. This will never be us.
Are you not contributing to the...
These liberals, they are so frightened and worried because they're getting pushed back. And now that we're getting support here, and I'm not talking about conservatives, I'm talking about the people of Canada. This isn't a liberal versus conservative thing. It's Canadians getting beaten into the ground, whether you support NDP or Green Party, or even the Purple People Eaters. It doesn't matter. Canadians are getting beaten to the ground with tax among tax among tax. And these liberals know it. They're running us into the ground. Like they said, there's the leaked audio of the Eco Green slush fund, the $1 billion slush fund, saying it's just free money for us. It's absolutely disgusting. RCMP is corrupt. All these organizations corrupt. And finally, you have some support coming from the States coming up and being a voice. You got Joe Rogan. You've got Sean Strickland. You've got all these people bringing stuff up, talking about how Trudeau is being such a dictator, and these liberals don't like it. You know what? You guys are getting exposed. You're going to have to suck it up and live in a Canada where everyone hates your guts for the rest of your lives.
The divide by coming out here and comparing Poilievre to this and making this about him? Are you not contributing to the divide by doing that? If your government has been accused...
We're not comparing Poilievre to him. I think what
You're
my...
not? Have you looked at your own advertising from your
Mr.
Liberal Party?
What Mr. Rodriguez just said is he said, I'm asking Pierre Poilievre, the leader of the opposition, to condemn those hateful and violent statement by Tucker Carlson.
The reporters came prepared for this. They can't squirrel around this anymore.
And we have the right policies to get us out of tough times. Thank you.
I don't know who that guy is, but it's like another liberal. Yeah, you guys got us into these and you're going to get us out now. Yeah, nobody believes you. Your party's going to get dissolved after this.
We are working hard on delivering the results.
Yeah, this woman's an absolute snake too. She's like the third down on the rung underneath Trudeau. She puts on a smile, yet this is a woman who posed in front of a food bank sign with a big smile on her face, and then she had to take it down when she realized that was insensitive. Absolutely disgusting.
Relating to affordability, relating to auto theft. We announced a auto theft summit coming up on February 8th. And so those are the issues that
There's an auto theft summit. That's how bad things are. There's actually a story I saw where a guy put air tags in his car and he tracked it to Dubai. That's where they resell the stolen cars. So his vehicle got stolen, put on a cargo train car. He told the police about it and they said, well, there's nothing we can do about it. And the police were literally standing in front of the box car and they said, oh, there's still, you need to get the rail police, and the rail police wouldn't come out, and then his vehicle got shipped over to Dubai. It's just, I think their plan here is to cause so much corruption you can't follow it. There's too much corruption. That's kind of their strategy here. Be sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys in the next one.